In a minute. So, hey, good evening, and welcome to SIB Into the Unknown. I'm SIB Popper, and as you can see, the amazing Ant Ash is with me again.
Good evening, all, and welcome to Tuesday night, day one of lockdown. Oh, it depends which way you look at it, but national lockdown. But I hope you're all out there well, staying safe, and staying where you need to be, unless you need to go to the shops.
Yeah. It's going to be one of those, was it 8 weeks, isn't
it? Allegedly, yes. I watched the 5 o'clock announcement with much joy and delight, and then thought what he's really saying is it's going to be March, April.
Yeah, March, April, probably May.
Yeah.
I didn't watch that. I was actually watching Deep Blue Sea 2, and then we watched Deep Blue Sea 3 as well. So
I was watching Man vs. Food with my lad before it came on, and then I said to my lad afterwards, "Should we watch?" No, I'm all right, Dan. I'm all right. So that was that. He likes Man vs. Food. My 11-year-old, he's doing really well.
Yeah.
And,
it's amazing. I remember when Man vs. Food first started, and then watched the presenter get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
From the other way, he's lost so much weight. It's absolutely fantastic.
Yeah. Well, Michael Moore, of course. I think he did Super Size Me and many other super conspiracy theories and different likes.
Yeah.
Fahrenheit 9/11 and other ones.
Shazzy's just spoiled the mood. I've read tonight that restrictions could be in place until next year.
Yeah, I don't think 2021 is going to change as much as. I think there's going to be loads of live feed, Zoom meetings, and
Shazzy said to me, "Shall we investigate our dolls and our haunted objects?" I said, "Yeah, that's what I want to do." People have asked me if I do my skulls. I want to set up, a couple of group discussions on the paranormal, ufology, and cryptozoology. Things that Mark Green put up. I lost track of the state of the world. What's going on? Lol.
Oh, it's just pretty much the same, mate, as it was the day before last, and the last 12 months. Not much changed.
I was going to say this is like it was back in March last year.
Yeah, I think the words Groundhog Day we're looking at. Maybe I don't know. What was that day? Yeah, Groundhog Day. Michael Keaton, isn't it?
Yeah. Was it Michael Keaton? Can't remember. Bill Murray. That was it.
Bill Murray, sorry, yes. Yeah. Sorry, Bill, I got the wrong one.
Yeah. Michael Keaton's on something else on the telly at the moment, and it's always been advertised. So, big shout out to Shazzy, big shout out to Mark Green, big shout out to Ian and Jackie Bustle. Ian Bustle and Jackie Bustle Heard. Shazzy and I have known Ian and Jackie quite a long time now. We're involved with somebody else, and we went off, did an event. I taught Jackie how to use a pendulum, how to tune it, etc. Good evening, Pat. And then taught basically how to use a pendulum. And since then, we've just remained really good friends. Jackie, we call her the Queen of SLS, and her hubby Ian is a postie, and he's known as the paranormal postie. So, really, really good friends.
Now he must see stuff. That paranormal postie there, a postman out in the mornings and delivering post and on the roads. He must see. He's got to be a very perceptible young man.
Oh, he is. I think he'll agree. He'll like the fact you called him young as well. Yeah.
Elly.
Something Mark's just put up. UFO reports have rocketed lately. No pun intended. It's very true, actually. I posted one on SIB yesterday that was about. Let me see if I can find it. A professor at one of the American universities, Harvard, says an alien visited in 2017, but more and more are coming. I was reading somewhere yesterday, there's this young lad in Russia who says he is an alien, and there are things that he knows which he shouldn't actually know.
And did you say he's in Russia?
Yeah.
That's next best step, isn't it? You know, Russia, then alien life in Mars. I do think that they're most probably looking at us thinking, listen, son, you could end up like us if you don't start getting your facts right. And you know, you watch these. I didn't know until not so long back that Pluto was not in our solar system because my lad had to do a bit of homework. And I said, oh, Pluto's the furthest one out. And to which I was told I was wrong. But no, I believe that they come. It's like going on a plane for them, isn't it? Like we go to, you know, it's just like going on a plane. And
yeah, we go to Australia, they come here.
Yeah, you know, I don't believe that we are the only race, human-natured, in this whole universe, and that we're the only living being. No, I agree with that. I definitely think they are out there, and
NASA's proved for years that there's more than one galaxy.
Yeah,
thousands of galaxies. So there's got to be life out there somewhere.
Of course there has. You know, and you look at the space station that they have going around the Earth at like 300,000 times a day. I wonder if they're looking for somewhere to build on a planet city, you know, like you do an airplane too.
Yeah. Sorry, I was trying to click on it, and
well, yeah. Well, in Haddle, I don't know where Haddle is. Is that the West Midlands? Is it? Oxfordshire. Yeah, and full of horses' houses. Oxfordshire's full of history, isn't it? It's full of.
You go out to the old little villages in the county, and you've got houses that are 1,700, 1,600 easily.
Yeah. Well, so how are you? Of course, I saw you on a photograph earlier on today, and yesterday, when you were having the cats with you, and you look. I must say, you do look like you've got more colour in you today, because you looked like Casper's friendly long lost brother.
I felt like it.
Well, and I was.
It's Harwell.
Harbour.
Jackie says he can't spell. Yeah. I was lying on the sofa last night. The cats decided to come and climb all over me, as they do. And they fell asleep. I didn't.
Sleep.
I felt like one got last night. Yeah,
you did. Please excuse the pun, but you didn't look great on them photos, mate. Right. To be fair,
I do have issues with my eyes. So I've actually I have drops which I have to keep in the fridge. But every so often, the outside edges of my eyes here go very red, and then I end up very bloodshot, and looks like I've been on O plus and not slept for 10 years.
How's Shazzy doing? Of course, is she Of course, she was not. She felt a bit tired yesterday as well herself. Is that right? Is she better today? Feeling any better?
She's feeling a lot better. She had a sleep this afternoon. That's interesting. People are having interference. Let me just pop out and then I'll come back in and see if that changes. I'm going to be in his own name.
Right, so good evening. So feel free to ask me, Steve, any questions, of course, and we'll do our best to answer. Oh, he's back there, bless you. You know, and we'll do our best to answer.
Is that any better? Slight interference.
Of course, Sarah Wright. Sarah Wright. She's not been too well, bless her, but hopefully she's feeling better too.
She's got a kidney infection.
Yeah.
The chemist didn't drop her tablets off until 7:30 last night. So
shocking, isn't it?
Yeah, that was horrendous.
Shocking.
You know, Shazzy is pretty positive as COVID, and my test has gone away. I'm just waiting for my results.
When do you find out? When did you get it?
Hopefully tomorrow. So, because Shazzy wasn't allowed out to drive and he couldn't go to the walking centre or the drive-through, I've had to be quite pushed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right, still bad, Steve. Let me just. Right.
See, I think me and you sound okay there.
I'll just. Right, if I change my microphone, no. I'm getting a whistle. Why am I getting a whistle? It's really odd because I've got so it shouldn't actually be doing that. There we go. I don't know if that's any better, people.
How does that sound, folks? Is that okay?
Shazzy says I sound all right, so.
Yeah, I didn't see that there was an issue on. I couldn't hear it, but I can't hear it. You know, there's an issue.
Just want to say hi to Heather and hi to Louise Marie. I can hear it. I can hear it coming through my speakers.
Louise Marie, oh bless her. She's from Birmingham. Don't say she's from the Black Country. She goes a bit crazy. There's only a slight twang in the accent by about 2 meters, but she does not like being called a Black Country folk. No.
Well, I'm a Brummie, believe it or not.
Are you? You wouldn't think that with your accent. And Heather, hello. Is Heather looking forward to the circle tomorrow? Is she nervous? Has she done her homework? Oh.
Yeah. Mark's taking a break. He says,
yeah,
spirit overdose made him unwell, but he's feeling much better now.
Yeah, no, he's, you know, he does do a lot with the spirits, doesn't he? You know, and of course, they've got to him the last 2 times he was there in the Dolphin, of course. Speaking of the Dolphin, our lovely Ellie, who's not feeling too great today, bless her little cotton socks, so she's better soon, sending love and light and loads of healing. She's a fantastic lady. I should be upset like me that Liverpool lost last night to Southampton. But we send out love to her, don't we? Yes. I can't hear him. What's he saying? Did you just mute me?
No, I muted me.
All right. But yeah, no, it's good. I've got a drawing to do. And as I say, before I get to Circle tomorrow night, I will have saged the whole house, which I will have brownie points, I'm sure, from the spirit world, who will be able to not shout at me when they say, you must sage your house, because I've done a little bit, but I haven't done it fully. But tomorrow it's getting full saged, ready to rock and roll.
So I don't know if that's any better, folks. Apart from shutting the whole studio down and restarting and killing everything, I don't really know what to do. So this is really odd. I'm getting feedback off something.
I heard it that time, but is it your chair? Is it just making a little scream?
Yeah, I'm just going to plug my little noise cancelers in.
Well,
So it might be feedback off my microphone. So there we go. It is better. I can't hear anything. There we go.
There you go. That'll cheer up.
Yeah, you know, someone has to be disappointed Liverpool lost, unfortunately.
Myself and Ellie, I would have definitely thought. I would have think Jade Gillian yesterday and Aaron would have been okay, being Newcastle fans that they are. Bless them.
I'm a Manchester United fan, so.
Well, you're second in the league, so well done. My auntie was a proud supporter.
We've had an interesting year this year. The money's not there. Everybody knows the money's not there this year because they haven't got the fans, they haven't got everything else. So, you know, everyone's playing to the best of their ability, and it's kind of a different atmosphere without the fans.
Yeah, I watch it on. I watch it on Prime, which we're on tomorrow. Of course, no, we're not on Prime tomorrow. We're on Friday night in the FA Cup third round, and it is weird watching it. You know, I watch the boxing too, and it's with no crowds there. It's bizarre, and they have this audio effect type. But when they're scoring, it's a bit out of sync. You know, it's not in the right place.
Yeah. Sorry, that face was because I was just looking at Prime, and I've realised that Morrison's have now teamed up with Prime, so you can get all your household shopping from Morrison's delivered to your house by Amazon.
So do you have Steve? Do you have Prime?
Yeah.
Have you watched that Pendle Witch by Danny Moss?
Oh, I've watched loads of things recently. I don't think I have seen. No, I haven't.
Oh, awesome. Please watch it and give me your feedback. Honestly, he's on that Haunted Britain that Ellie got us on, and he asked for feedback today. So I told him his feedback and on the post, and he commented back and I commented again, and he loved and I cared because, you know, let's I don't really know, but he loves my comments but it's positive comments. But and I'm looking forward to him to doing his next one, which is due to start filming. It was meant to start filming now. I don't know how he will get around what he's got to do. But at the Pendle, he's got 3 series, but the third series does a week in Pendle Hill. One lot he comes to Chester and does the King's Head, which is a haunted pub in Chester. But he does Pendle Hill, and it is. I showed my mum today. I think it's the best series he's done. I can't stress out to some people to watch it. You know, other than watching the Haunted Dolphin Hotel, Ellie Boiling, yourself, and Wendy Jack, and guest in a minute, it's the next best thing on TV to watch.
Yeah.
Even the wife, who's not really a big fan of his, has said that she really enjoyed that, and he gets took over his emotions. Out of all 3 series he's done in the little bits and pieces he's been Newsham Park, he's been all over. It gets him. It really gets him. And there's some stuff there which you could question. Is it not question? That's the wrong thing to use. Not to doubt him. But he's got it's good. So have a watch of it and let me know what you think.
Yeah, I will do. We were quite lucky because I actually have Zach Bagans as a friend, not only on Facebook, but also I have direct access to send him private messages on YouTube. And a couple of years ago, when we were involved with another team who were really quite popular on Facebook at the time, I messaged Zach and said, you know, if ever you come to UK, we'd love to host you and do bits and pieces. Since then, I've messaged him and said, look, we split away from these guys. We're now independent, everything else. He goes, well, we're hoping to come to the UK a couple of years after lockdown. So we might be able to get some exclusive material with Zach Bagans. So we'll just wait and see what happens there. Because one of the places he really wants to go to is the Dolphin. So hopefully the brewery can keep it going for another couple of years.
Well, let's see. Yeah, well, lockdown could be good for all of us then, in some certain ways, of course. And
in one aspect, they're not allowed to close anywhere. They're not allowed. It's like this: if you're in debt with somebody, the debt collectors aren't allowed to come banging on your door because everybody's in the same boat.
Yeah.
So, it'd be really nice to see what happens through lockdown, through everything else. I know there's a lot of people out there who disagree with what Boris Johnson has done, but for safety reasons, I totally understand why he's done it. The fact that Shazzy and I don't go out very often, apart from to the shops or to look after the grandsons, and Shazzy's got it, and I've got 3 out of the 4 symptoms of it. So, as I wait for my result, I'm not sure. If I've got it, I've got it, and I'll deal with it, same as Shazzy has. If I haven't got it, I'll do whatever we can to help everybody else. But that is something I did ask him. I did ask if he'd be able to help out with something like that. But he says it's a big investment for something on this side of the world, and he's not sure what the return would be or what his viewers would want or anything else. So, sorry, it was Mark's comment of shame Zach doesn't want to buy the Dolphin. How awesome would that be? They've been in the past. There've been quite a few people saying that they want to buy the Dolphin, they want to put the money in, they want to do this, that, and the other, but then they want it run their way, not how an independent would run it.
I've said this more than once, and I will say, hopefully the stars align. I think I've said it here on the other live. Right person is running that place, and I think whoever takes over needs to let Ellie do it her way. Or when she can, if they can, do it it's got such a feel to it, and have it as a cafe more than a pub in the daytime, which serves alcohol maybe, and
Well, I looked at something quite radical. I looked at going to the lottery people because they love to buy leisure places, that kind of thing, and preserve them. So it was a case of put it into them, find out whether or not they'll be able to pay for it, to take it on, to turn it into what it should be, a proper haunted location, where people can come in and do things properly. With Ellie as a guide. So, but we'll just wait and see. I think Ellie's very brave for what she's doing, staying on at the pub, trying to get it to turn a profit. And as we go into lockdown again, she's got no income apart from the few Sunday lunches she's doing, things like that. She's got no income at all. And it's getting, little bits from Pillywiggins. It's not going to give her masses of money because she's still got things to pay for. She's still got insurance to pay for. She's still got electric. She's still got, she's got her dogs. So we are going to be doing a few more things to try and raise some money for Ellie. It's something. It's on all of our hearts. We all want to support Ellie as much as we can. But I have noticed quite recently that quite a few people have backed off when we say, we're going to support someone. So I think it needs to be the right people at the right time.
I don't do on the auctions, but I do on the raffle. It's going back to what you say about being brave. She's more than brave. Yeah, she says it herself. Sometimes she gets nervous. The spirits were taking over. Then she did them dolls on Saturday night. But I don't know. I have this feeling. I feel it. I think something's going to break for her, and it's just going to. And I don't know. It might not be within the Dolphin, but I do feel that she's going to break for her. 2021. I hope that is her year, because there's not enough in the world that I've got for that lady. I think she's fantastic, absolutely fantastic.
Yeah,
and her support people down there with Wendy Jack, Sarah Wright, and Mark Green, and Ken are just as equally as fantastic, And then the extended outside of that is yourself and Shazzy. I buy from Billy Wiggins, but and Jay doing the raffles and stuff. It's fantastic, and she doesn't get people who love her and treat her like a little sister, but she classes us as her tribe, and that's what we do. We're a paranormal family that work together as one heart beating. And I just think 2020. I really believe that 2021's her year. It's just going to fly. Someone's going to come away, land on it, and I do. I'm not saying it's. I hope, and I do hope, we all get to go back in there and we do a ghost hunt all together, and then go Jack the Ripper, or whichever way we can work it out. But I just think it's her year. I do. 2021, year of the boiling. I mark that as a phrase.
Yeah, it was this comment from Mark. It was just becoming the UK's top haunted hotel. I disagree, Mark. It already is the UK's top haunted hotel. Absolutely fantastic. Yeah, doing great guns with the public nights, etc., etc. Lots of celebrity hosts lined up, but then COVID comes along and suddenly it's bang, we can't do anything.
I agree with that. There's certain pubs up here now in the northwest, in Cheshire, in Chester. They don't even open to us. They have Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Some are shut Tuesday, Wednesday, and open back Thursday. And I'm hoping when it gets back. I hope when we can get back there, because as soon as COVID's lifted and I can stop at the Regency room again, I will be down there like a flash. I love the place. It's one of the nicest places I've ever visited in England, may I say. And the taxi service, we were coming back. It was just fantastic. The Chinese, the Indian restaurant, it was ace. The pub itself, and it was just a great place. And she's a great person. She's lovely. Wendy Jack, lovely. Sarah Wright, lovely. Mark Green, a fantastic guy, and yourself. So it'd be great to everybody get in there. And Mark Green will tell you, I like a pint. He'll back me up on that, and I can't wait to have a pint with him again.
I like a pint as well.
So
I love real ale. I love real ale and I like McGuinness.
Yeah.
But I will drink lager, but not very often.
I only drink lager, but I can drink 20 pints of that. Not a problem.
That'll kill me these days.
I forgot what it's like to have a pint. I don't drink in the house, but yeah, Mark Green will tell you we went down, it was ace and it was good. And I came away from there, and my dad was actually looking at a holiday flat down there at £95,000, and I said, buy it, I'll move down here. It was like, no, the grandkids. I said, no, drive your car, don't you?
Yeah. It's if we had the money, if we had the opportunity, Shazzy and I had often said, we'd like to move, but we've got the grandkids up here, and that makes it a little bit more difficult. But if we had no commitments, retire to the coast, absolutely fantastic. Recommend it to anyone. Yeah,
I'd say. Yeah, it was so lovely where we stayed. We came to the top of the street. Along the front, there were some boats at the side. There was a little Indian restaurant. This Indian, there was nobody passing there, honestly, Steve. There was me, my mum, my dad, Jen, and we sat in this restaurant, had that there, and then we got a taxi. The Dolphin was closed. We went in the spoons, and we was waiting for the taxi to come back at the end of the night. And I took a photograph. Ellie mentioned it the other week, and I thought something was in the window opposite from like where you're looking on the corner, looking in. And when I saw her on the day after, and it was a no, it was like wow. It was just wow, and she is wow. She's just wow. As I say, she's just lovely, lovely lady, lovely lady.
Mark's just put this up. You know, the TV work was on the up for us at the Dolphin, and you know, magazine articles that this bloody COVID stopped us in our tracks. Yeah, it has. Unfortunately, it's killing people. It's killing everything left, right, and centre. You know, it's going to be interesting to see after COVID what the prices are going to be for a lot of the places that, you know, places like Draco Tunnels, places like Bragley Hall, Aston Hall in Birmingham, Guy's Cliff just outside Warwick, places like Warwick Castle as well. What are they going to be charging for overnight ghost hunts? You know, are they going to stick to their normal prices, or are they going to turn around and go, oh well, for 10 people, we're going to charge you £100 a person, just so they can make the money back? It's frightening, you know. But I think it's one of those things we're going to have to address when the time occurs.
If somebody said one night and it cost me 70 quid to stay in the Dolphin doing a ghost hunt, I'd stay somewhere where I'm safe. So that's not the ladies' toilets. I'll sit in the bar, or I might go on the stairwell with you, and you do room 7 and 6. But you know, if everyone's going to want to make money, aren't they? Everybody, and you know, I agree. Some people will extortionate the price, I would have thought, to recreate what they've lost.
Yeah,
I hope I'm wrong. You know,
but to stay in the Dolphin, that would be a dream come true. You know, that is another one that's on the bucket list. To stay in the Dolphin and experience the nocturnal goings on of the spirits.
It would be.
Let alone just doing a ghost hunt.
Yeah, and I say we spoke about it earlier on, Constance, before we came on air. But as I've mentioned it before on a I was in chat then, and not on as being a supporter. You're doing a live ghost hunt, and then stop, and then it goes on for the supporters. And I think, excuse me, I just think, you know, I'd gladly pay 20 quid a week to watch Ellie do 2 days a week in there doing ghost hunts. You know, so I would, you know, that's my interest. I don't smoke, and I'm not drinking at the moment. Well, I'm not drinking at all, really, due to diabetes and stuff. But I would, you know, if it would help out, anything to help give us some.
Yeah,
she's a proud lady, isn't she? You know, she is. She's proud. She's absolutely. But
also, nothing's too much trouble for her.
No, she'll go.
I've noticed
when somebody contacted me a week about food.
It's family. It's family when you go down there. It's not just strangers in a pub. It is family. Yeah,
when somebody attacked her the other week about food, I was up here. I was watching till after the football match on, and there was a band on in I think it was the Girl Singers, and I had an omelette in the pub. Cheese and ham omelette with chips, and you couldn't eat it. It was well, I did because I can eat that, but the food was great. And I urge, if people are living down there, I urge them all to go in and have food when she reopens, because we need to the pub, she's took stuff down that she was told to do, and I think that altered a bit of it, but it hasn't lost its attitude for me or atmosphere or atmospheric things. But I just hope they go back in there because you know what? There's a lady there with a car.
It has kind of lost a little bit of its character appeal because it doesn't have, it doesn't have all the Second World War memorabilia and everything else in there. But it's quite interesting if you do want to go and experience it on a ghost hunt. It's all downstairs. It's in the cellar. You know, there's some interesting items down there. whilst being down in the cellar, I've actually heard one of the big old cash registers go ka-ching, and it's like, okay, that is one of those sounds that you can't just recreate.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it's good. You know, it's good. It's good. It's all good. It's good that we can look after people and that.
I need to mute. I'm going to sneeze.
Bless him. Just having a sneeze. That's super. So, any questions, folks? Ask us away. That's what we're here for. You know what it means. Keep chatting. We want to interact with you.
Yeah. In chat, I've actually put a link to approved food. Now, Heather, she introduced Shazzy and myself to approved food. It's food that the supermarkets can no longer sell because it's past the shelf date, but not used by date, because everything actually has 2 dates on these days. Because the government decided that you can have a shelf date and you can have a use by date. If something's in a tin, it doesn't go off. You know, if something is vacuum sealed, 99% of the time, it won't go off. You know, so it's just one of these things. But they do a lot of dry goods. They do hot drinks, cold drinks. They do alcohol. They do all groceries. They do household cleaning stuff. It's just released gluten-free foods as well, and it's at a fraction of the cost, just because it's past the shelf life date. We put in a big order. I think it's beginning of November. We spent £130, and I saved over £200 on things. It was biscuits, you know, if you like scampi fries, 20 bags of scampi fries, I think it's £4.
That's all right.
You know, I love all those kind of things. Shazzy calls them Satan food, like Parma violets, Satan food. But you know, go on there, you have a look. It's £3 delivery for a large box. You know, and inside that large box, everything tends to come packaged in 2 or 3 small boxes. And I recommend it to anyone. It has saved our bacon many times. You know, you can get small tins of baked beans for 20p, and they're a good brand as well. Not cheap and cheerful. They're not like Tesco's home brand or anything like that. I was given as a gift. Someone got me 3 baskets, and the ones from Bobby's that got the chutneys, the biscuits, and things. They retail for about £25. I got given 3 of those, and I was absolutely gobsmacked. The quality in them was fantastic, and all the products are still well within the usable date. So, you know, some of the things, especially if it's in a tin, it might say back before December 2020, but at the end of the day, it's still well within its shelf. It's still within its date because it is actually sealed from the elements. So I'd definitely say to anyone, if you're struggling and you're looking for ways to fill your stock cupboard, try approved foods. Right.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah. And also, as Heather says, sometimes the boxes are damaged. So they can't sell them in the shop, so they go to places like Approved Food. They have sale items. They also have bargains, and it changes every week. You know, so it's not the same thing day in, day out all the time. So it is something a bit different. Right, Louise, Marie, if you could only have one spiritual gift, what would you choose?
To see them.
Spiritual gift, what would I choose? It's a difficult one.
How's it going? That's a bit difficult, isn't it? Louise Marie, that was a good question. I like that. I'm going to say to see them more clearly, because I can see them, but I don't see them. I do see them, but I'm not. To see them.
Yeah. One of the things I would love as a spiritual gift is to be able to interpret people's dreams more clearly.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, that's a great question. I've got multiple answers for that, Louise. That's a very good question.
It also depends what lifetime as well.
Yeah, because I can't. I believe I see them, but as you say there, I'd like to know. Yeah, it's a very tough one. That's a very tough question. Hear them clearer. I'd like to hear them clearer when they're talking to me, and make it easy for me to understand what they're trying to pass the knowledge on to me for. But that's development, so that'll come.
And sometimes we just want them to shut up. Trust me.
To be fair, I've got a bit of an issue. I'm okay, but I've got a bit of an issue. However, I'm good at seeing 7 o'clock in the morning to have a sleep. As I said the other day, Ellie was up watching a program. She was watching one back to back, and I was watching back to back Strictly Come Dancing. Yeah, so this is why I've got to do this full stage tomorrow, really, because I do feel I have to get awake by certain things, and I just need it to go, and I think we'll be all right. And then tomorrow night when we go to Circle, shall have a well, you'll see.
Yeah. She also asked, where is it? Just want to say hi to Ellie. She says, sorry to let you all down, but feel like crap. Stop it, Ellie. You're allowed to have time off. What is your favourite bit of ghost equipment?
Well, I like the SLS. However, I'm in for these EVPs at the minute because they're coming more clearer and clearer when Ellie does them. And that sound portal that she uses, that plays that funky, like, white noise. Yeah. And when she did it with the dolls the other day and it came through, it was quite. So them they would too. The SLS is because it pins it out, and when you're saying that you can see a spirit and it's there, and Ellie looks around and you see the figure, so that would be good. EVPs are another one, and I did like the one that Ellie used the other night. That new app that she got. Oh, that was pretty good too.
My favourite piece of ghost equipment is this. I love using my head because tech doesn't work for me. And my second favourite piece of kit is my crystals.
I am loving the pendulum. I've got to admit, I enjoyed when Kat was on, Kat Phillips. I think it was in our video chat group. I think Shazzy was on, I think you were on as well. But I know Ellie was. And I used my pendulum, and that was good. And I've used it quite a lot over Christmas, and I've had some good results with that. So, yeah, pendulum, SLS, I do like. In fact, most important gift that I use of equipment is Ellie's knowledge when she's doing her ghost hunt, because she's fantastic.
Yeah.
She senses them. And the dolls, my mum today said, "Oh, them dolls frightened her," but she enjoyed it and it was good. And them dolls have got stories to carry on telling. So yeah.
The only piece of kit, the only piece of tech I really like are these.
Oh, the cat balls.
Cat balls, because they work for me. Nothing else seems to work. Shazzy does all the tech, and she has absolutely incredible responses from the tech.
You did use a grid, though, at Coventry, didn't you?
Sorry?
You did use a grid at the Coventry.
I did. Yeah, I've got that when it works. But every time I've used that recently, it's drained so quickly. It's unbelievable.
Yours was a purple light, if I remember correctly.
got a green one. I think it was Ian and Jackie had a purple one.
All right.
But I am looking to get various different colours. I want to get a red one and a blue one, so that I can actually cross them over as well. So, because they only do so much. I do have a laser projector actually, which I'm trying to work out how to fix that to work with a battery pack, so that we can take that out. Because you can slow the images right down, and it creates the one that's got really fine stars, and that would make an absolutely fantastic laser grid. If not, that will be one that we can take out somewhere when we go and do an indoor investigation. So, yeah, everyone's saying you haven't let anyone down, Elly. Hope you feel better.
No, don't let anybody down.
Mark Green, hello, boss. Green. So many deaths there and sorrow. This is the Dolphin. All different timelines. I don't think the spirits are aware of each other. Yeah, very much. You know, I think. What was that shadow that just went past back of your head?
That's the wife, mate.
That's the wife. All right. I just wanted to debunk that one because it looked very clear for almost like a shadow person. That was fantastic.
So I won't sit. Up until recently, I've not felt safe about sitting down. Jenny goes to bed, I go to bed. But I where I am downstairs when I come onto this chat here and when I watch Elly, I don't feel that when I'm sitting that there is any energies with me at the minute. I feel lucky about that sometimes. I know we do have a little boy that plays and talks to my younger son, but I'm sure he talks for him, really. I mean, in fact, he's most probably having a laugh with him more than anything else because he's so infectious, my little boy of 6. So infectious of laughter and happiness and yeah. But
sorry, Ellie's posted something on Pilly Wiggins. It's full of skulls, and it's like, yes, please.
I don't know what she's put in our chat.
Apparently, I'm not allowed to buy anything.
No, you're banned. Right, you need to see this because you need to read it out from there.
What?
Alison Markham has to send me some diamond art to do and raffle off, and anything else also that she's got to donate.
Right. Money. I've got to read this all the way down, apparently.
Just for Alison, not for me.
Shazzy says, Alison Markham, I want to ask you, I have some diamond art pictures. They're not done up or anything, not big ones. Would you like them to help raise money for the fund or whoever you want? Really, I would be glad to mail them to you. Need your address, blah, blah, blah. You know, so... So yeah, that's awesome. No, we do have the Para Family Fund set up on PayPal. We're going to be putting some money into that on Monday, and then we're going to be sending Mark. I know Mark's going to say no to this, but we're actually I'm going to send one to Sarah, and then Sarah's going to send it to Mark. However, I'm not quite sure yet. But Mark, we said we'd send you some money out of the fund, and that's what this fund's there for, is to help our Para family. But if you feel you want to use it to help the homeless, please do so. We're not going to tell you how to spend the money. We just want to give you a gift. So there.
You tell him. He's just tagged me in a post. I can't. I don't know how to come down and see a post. Just tagged me in a post, so I don't know where. But he's a good man. He is a good man.
He is a good man. I have a lot of respect for Mark. He's given me some hagstones and some bits of glass, and he asked me to make him a piece of jewelry, and I am working on this piece of jewelry. It's just I want to get it right, so that when it goes to Mark, it's how it should be. It's not rushed. It's not done. But I've got it's like an arrowhead piece, a triangular piece of sea glass. It's green, and I'm in the process of very carefully printing a rune onto it, and then I'm going to write out what this rune means onto a piece of paper, and then send it with the pendant already made up for Mark to wear as a big thank you, because Mark's given me a lot of inspiration towards using hagstones or Odin stones or witch stones, whatever you want to call them, to use them in my jewellery. So there we go. Absolutely fantastic. So, and that'll be the last piece of resin work I do for a while as well. I need to get back into using the silver work and using the beads. I've got 2 bags of silver work. These are pendants for earrings, and necklaces. And then I showed these the other night. I've got great chunky feathers, and then I've got smaller feathers. I've got loads of other feathers as well. Excuse me, I'm going to be doing some dream capture style jewellery as well. So it's all, I really want to get back into using silver with crystals and things. Right, Mark's just responded. Thanks, Steve. That will mean more to me than money. It's about, we're happy to gift it. As I say, we're happy to gift it to anyone, and it goes where you see fit. It's, we're not going to tell people how to do it. Right. Louise is disappearing. She's got to go and tie down the children. Do you need some more gaffer tape? We can obviously send you some.
Makes me chuckle. She makes me howl. Honest to God, she does. She's funny. She's funny.
Yeah. Right. Just going back to what a few other people said about kit. Heather would love SLS. Louise loves. Yeah, we all know Louise likes the flashy balls. Shazzy loves the parabolic microphone. That's an absolute fantastic piece of kit. You can hear a pin drop from 100 yards away, and it deafens you.
What?
Parabolic microphone. It used to be a piece of spy kit. It's got like a dome with a microphone point sticking out, a pair of headphones. When you pull the trigger, it enhances all the sound around you into this dome onto the microphone. As I say, you can hear a pin drop, and it's like an explosion in your ears.
All right.
Yeah, make 3D ghosts with laser grids. Yep, I love my laser grids. I love seeing the shadows. I love seeing the spirits walk through them, because that's, especially when you've got your laser grids working and you've got a digital camera or a film camera running, and you actually capture everything. It's absolutely awesome. Mark Green says, Antash, you have a man called Jason with you.
A man called Jason?
Yeah. John Bartlock. I wish I could afford a Jacob's Ladder device, or I'm thinking of a Van de Graaff generator. Both of those would be absolutely fantastic. Jacob's Ladder, yes, they are expensive for what they are, but they are so useful. Right, in response to the gaffer tape, Louise said, yeah, but not sure it'll hold them for long. Well, let's put it like this. If it doesn't hold them for long, at least it'll shut them up. Mark Green, get a cage. Yeah.
And then gaffer tape it. Maybe.
Yeah.
A Jason. Oh, I can take a Jason as well.
Yeah.
Tell me more, Mark. Tell me more.
Yeah. Shazzy said she'll use the parabolic microphone when she talks to the dolls, and the haunted items from the Dolphin. So
I look forward to this. When's this happening then? When are you doing that? Clearly when you're back.
What day it is? It's Tuesday, isn't it? So I'll talk to Shazzy. Shazzy will do that one. What I'll probably do is I'll sit here and she can go and go on the stage again. That was quite interesting because the dolls decided to push each other over. All the spirits decided to push the dolls over. So that was quite interesting. But not only do we have haunted dolls, we have a little haunted music box which has a little boy spirit in it called Sammy. We have the teddy bear which Ellie gave us. It's a very old resin teddy bear. The spirit of a gentleman called Cedric in it. Old fashioned. That's a very old fashioned. That was yeah. Okay, that wasn't the deal. No, I've got to be involved. I have done them when they've been sat on my desk and I've been beaten up by the spirits. It's quite interesting. Or they all just stand here and the camera just blurs out. You can't see a thing. In our car, we've got a teddy bear with the spirit of a little old man, little 78-year-old man called Jerry. And occasionally we have another spirit that joins us in the car. We've actually been Cookie Monster, in my Cookie Monster. The amount of times we've gone out to the car and both Jerry and Cookie Monster are the wrong way around in the cup holders, they're facing the back of the car. When we've left them, we've facing the front, look out of the window. So they're obviously turning themselves around or turning each other around, and we're not quite sure what. So, but Jerry's fun. He's only got one eye. He came to us. I was going through a button box, and all I heard was his voice say, "I need a new eye for my teddy bear." And I got a selection of buttons in front of me and went through them, and he chose the button. I went to sew the button on. He said, "No, don't do that. You'll hurt me." So, so it's like, okay, so he's been left with just one eye. Got our knits from the Dolphin. We didn't get knits from the Dolphin. Yeah, Shazzy. It's supposed to say we've got our bits from the Dolphin too. But you can keep the kitten out of the way and I'll talk to everything. Careful, that sounds really
I look forward to this.
We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 dolls, Chaz? Something like that. 6 dolls, a music box, and we've got, to say, we've got Jerry cooking in the car.
Cecil.
I've got this haunted bear that sits next to my desk all the time. This is Alberto. So he's quite next to my desk. He's not very good with his English. It can be quite interesting.
I thought you froze then. Sorry.
No, just watch my age. You'll know I haven't frozen. I do that today.
No, you just went quiet then, like you've done there. You just like froze.
Yeah.
You all right?
Yeah. Oh yes. There's picked up on it. We got nipped from the Dolphin. No. We've got various bits and pieces from the Dolphin. We'd love to show people the items that we got as well. We've got a very old tin of baby talcum powder that still has talcum powder in it. It's from the probably the 1930s. We've got little first aid tin. It's quite interesting. I opened the lid the other day, and it's like somebody on the inside pulling the lid down, kind of like you're not allowed to open it to look at it. So I just put it back on the shelf and just left it. So yeah, we've got a few haunted items, items and spirits, and since we got rid of Rose, that was a big one. A lot of people thought that was a barbecue Rose, but we stood her on the barbecue just to sage her, which worked really well. But yeah, we got rid of the spirit of one of the dolls, but we do have another spirit in that doll now, so it's really good.
Did Shazzy just speak to you just then?
No.
Okay. I thought I heard a voice from your end on your side, because mine are upstairs. The wife's gone upstairs at the second. I was like, wow. Sorry.
No, that's all right. I know who that is. It's Shazzy's nan. I had a clip round the ear for being rude about knits.
Oh, right. Okay. I could. It's like she's super. I'm more intrigued with Jason now. I will have to.
Yeah.
If Mr. Green is there.
Yeah, Mark says he got some good artifacts from the Dolphin. Yeah, Nanny Ivy clipped me around the ear because I was rude about Shazzy's comment about knits. But,
he's also attached. He's also given some good things to the Dolphin, hasn't he? Like the attachment into Susie as our Mark.
Yeah, and there's been times we were there with Heather, and Heather got an attachment, and Mark helped to. I went to Mark's protocol to remove the attachment. Mark and I did that. It wasn't that I didn't know how to. I didn't think I was strong enough. But I've since been told that I am strong enough and I can do it quite easily.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we did that one. And then again with Sarah, when Sarah got that attachment in room 5, Mark was waiting for us downstairs at the bar because we were giving him the code. So he was able to help with that one. And that was a really odd one because every time I tried to get rid of it, it kind of just seemed to. It kept shutting my mouth. It was like my mouth was literally being closed. You know that scene from The Matrix where his mouth disappears.
Yeah.
That's what it felt like. I just didn't have a mouth to speak through, and it was really quite scary. But that's happened a couple of times. I've been around room 5, but also when you walk past between room 5 and 6, there's a false door. Whether it's the old door that used to go in, but I've had a spirit talk to me there and tell me that there is a body buried behind the wall. So that'll be one to investigate another day.
I told
Ellie, she said, I totally believe that. But also up in room 7. Okay, this is important. I need to share this. Not sure why, but Jason is important at the moment.
Okay. Now, no, last time Mark gave me a name, it took me just over 9 months to get the person.
Okay. What we need to remember as well is if you get given a name, it's like any spirit. It's not necessarily in the timeline that it is now. It, as you say, 9 months later, it might come to you in a couple of days. It might come to you a couple of weeks or a few months, or it could be next year. But it is for the spirit. It's saying it is important. So just wait on that one and just see where your spirit guides take you on that one. So yeah, just saying about the dolphin. When you go into room 7 and you see the wall that's got the Y-shaped black beam in it, that's actually a false wall. There is actually another wall, but there's the main wall of the main building. There's about a 3-foot gap between that wall and the inner wall. So whether or not there's something there, we don't know. I think it's one of those we probably won't ever know. That could be by some of the spirits are hiding. Food for thought, that one. I have to remember that one, Mark, before we sat in room 7. He was on the sofa and I stood up and I said, I felt that there was a fourth wall and there are bodies behind it. Heather, see you soon. Needs to go and chat with Connor for a bit. So, yeah.
How did a daughter heard a growl? No, her son's girlfriend heard a growl the other day. Is the girlfriend okay? Is she all right now? Is she calmed down? I was meant to ask her in the chat, to be fair.
She's quite susceptible to spirits. We popped over to see her to take her some bits and pieces, and I took some glasses over for her son, Kieran. He collects glasses. These are all like,
that was definitely your idea.
Yeah, nothing's dropped off my desk though. That was really odd. A metal frame sits under my desk. Cable management system. I think just literally that's on the floor because it doesn't fit my desk properly. And something has literally it's kicked because it's new. Now I've got bare feet and I'm not going to go around metal until I hurt.
I do feel that you're being interplayed with there by spirit tonight, Mr. Jennings. I do feel that.
That just went clang.
Oh, I heard it.
Yeah. But my feet haven't moved. My feet are still crossed underneath my chair. So I think I'll upset someone.
They'll forgive us one day.
Although Shazzy says she thinks it's Catherine. That's one of our dolls spirits.
I keep hearing a female talking as well.
Yeah, that's Nanny Ivy. She keeps whispering over my shoulder, telling me to look after you and to do
That's
things.
what I'm hearing.
Yeah. It's this shoulder.
Yeah.
But well, I said that, you just gotta.
Yeah, because it's my microphone is literally here, so that's why it's coming over this shoulder because the sound is coming across. And you can't really get the other side of me because I'm right up close against my crafting station. So
That's the first time I've heard her since I was 2.
But Shazzy's just said that's the first time she's heard Nanny Ivy since she was 2 years old.
Well, I thought it was scouting you. When I had brought it up, the sound, and you said no, it's
yeah. Mark says for you that is doing your spiritual journey. You should feel his presence and getting slowed down. This is to do with the health of someone close to you.
Well, I will be in touch, Mr. Green, and
yeah,
come on that. It's funny. I have got tomorrow. Obviously, we're doing about our animals and Tobias and stuff. So hopefully, well, if Jason's coming to help me also take me further on with my spiritual, at least not bringing me nowhere.
Discomfort. Yeah, my sleeping pattern is totally shot at the moment. So I'm sleeping all times of the day. Something's just grabbed me around the throat and really crushed my larynx.
I could take that with someone to help. I spoke to somebody bizarrely today who said they need to slow down and realise that this is that you've got to start listening. So that's a bit of validation there for Mark, because I've had that conversation today.
Yeah. That's interesting. And Tash, do you wear glasses and getting eye strain?
I don't. And I've just had an optician appointment, and I would say 20/20 vision.
That's interesting because I wear glasses. Because of lockdown, I haven't been able to get out, or basically because of restrictions, I haven't been able to get my glasses replaced, my reading glasses. But I can't wear my distance ones when I'm sat at the computer because my computer has to be the other end of the street. So I tend not to wear glasses whilst I'm at the computer now. Normally, it used to be a pair of black ones. So I don't know if that's because of me. It might be.
I say that the diabetes test was before about 3 weeks ago, because I never knew opticians were classed as essential. Did you know? Yeah, and I only had that just literally before Christmas. I'd gone in there, and this woman said, "Oh, and read that sign. So you read the alphabet off, don't you? A, F, G. Next line, B, R, S, U, B, W, N."
I can see the top line.
She said, "Oh, that's very good. When was the last time that you had one?" And I said, 8 years ago. She nearly fell off the chair when I said 8 years ago that I had an eye appointment. But yeah.
Yeah. With the naked eye, I can just about make out the large, big letter at the top.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else, I can't read it. But then when they start putting the different lenses in, sometimes it bounces all over the screen, or I end up with double vision down one side. But I get double vision in both eyes now. And instead of just seeing 2 images that are slightly one above the other or slightly separated, I get 4 images, and it's just a mess. So, I was diagnosed with glaucoma 5 years ago, but that has since cleared. So there we go. That was quite scary, actually, being diagnosed with that. But yeah, I have to. My spectacles have to have prisms in, because otherwise they'd be. I'm not joking. The lens would be about that thick.
Yeah.
This is one of my reading lenses now with a prism. So that kind of shows you just how thick it is.
Yeah.
So yeah, without the prisms, I'd be. That was interesting. Who was the male talking, not you or Ant? I didn't hear anything on my side, so.
I can only hear the wife shouting at my little child upstairs, and there's no one else down here with me.
Okay. Charlie's quiet tonight. She's definitely heard a male. I don't know. But there we go.
So not a child's voice, no?
It's not a child's voice. No. She's never heard it before, so she knows most of the male spirits here in the house. So that was something different.
Yeah. That's my eldest child and my wife going back past me there. Sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't hear it, so I'll
I didn't hear anything either, so that was. I'm saying I've got my noise cancelling headphones in, so normally I hear everything.
Oh, why was that?
That's my wife and eldest.
Yeah, I heard one voice and then I heard something else.
He's asking something. He asked for his Mesotone tablet at the night time to go to whatever it is that he has to go to sleep. Looking for something to eat there, so I can debunk that bit there for you. But
that's right. John Bartlett, has anyone been to Guy's Cliff House? That is somewhere that we are hoping to get into after lockdown, because it is one of the most haunted places in Warwickshire.
where's that?
Guy's Cliff House. It's near Warwick. It's about 20 minutes from Warwick. Right, Antash from Mr. Green. Antash, right, I'm going to say third eye. I'm getting vision. Look around. Look at the bigger picture. Eyes wide open. Wow. Okay. I've got a squeaky chair. Oh my gosh. So,
I shall. Funny, I have done a meditation again today, and it seems to be, my head seems to pound that way, so it's like I'm expanding and stuff. But I shall do. But I will be in touch in a wee while, young Mr. Green. As I say, I do think. As I say, I am for a stage. I might even stage after this live. Just to see that, but yeah, health wise, I say I've close to the day, but I will get there.
I just got my cards out. So
Oh,
I'm just going to do me. It's a major card. Right. This is where I need my reading glasses because the print's too small. 13. So major arcana. I've actually got a magnifying glass here, which I use for jewellery, so I can use that. That's interesting. My card is Boyton, who is the son of Finn and Stader, who was changed into a fawn by the Black Druid. His name derives from Os, which means deer, and in Irish tales, deer is a manifestation of the magical forces of the moon. The card symbolises conquest and a desire to travel. So, yeah, that was my card.
ooh.
So, yeah, desire to travel. Yeah, John, that's something I'd love to see as well. As the big table at Guy's Cliff actually lifting off the floor. Most people, when they say lift, when they do table tipping, it's lifting about 3 inches off the ground, which would be absolutely fantastic to see. And it is a solid oak table, which, you know, is very hard to tip just on its own. Mr. Green, I will try and get a circle this week. I need to put this on today. Sorry, when it's there, I have to say what I was getting. I totally agree.
No, mate, I agree with you.
So,
I'd rather, you know, you told me one before. I remember sitting in the Dolphin, and I couldn't take it at the time. And I inboxed you not so long back, and I went, "Badumf, mate, that name you gave me, it came, and it was like, oh my God, I couldn't take it." And I was like, I was with Mark a good 4 hours, And he said, "You still can't get to take it anyway, can you?" And I was like, "No." So, don't you don't have to sorry to me, brother. Totally, I totally get where it is with you, Mr. Green. But my third eye, I do think I'll again do some more Red Indian music and see what's going on around and check it out.
Yeah, I was listening to some Navajo music the other night. Put me to sleep. I was just listening to it. And, oh dear. Mr. Green said, I have to say ice cream. Some people might say it's too cold, but I disagree.
Well, as long as it's mint choc chip, but yeah, okay, I can take that. I'll take that.
You say, Mon, that's really odd. You can smell mint choc chip ice cream. We don't have any ice cream in the house.
Nor do we, but the mint choc chip was the first thing that came into my head then as well.
That's really bizarre. It's all I can smell. Okay, there's a question. What's your favourite ice cream?
Mine's chocolate chip. And then when I worked for the cinema, Warner Brothers, which went to View, and they had Baskin and Robbins, it was chocolate cookie dough. I used to like, or they had a banana one. What was the banana one? And that was the lovely one as well, a banana flavoured ice cream. I do like banana flavoured ice cream, of course.
Yeah, Mark says you can smell chocolate chip as well. So, you know, that's really good.
But what this shows is that all three of us are in tune here, all spiritually in tune with each other. You can smell it, I can smell it, he can smell it. Mark's in Little Hampton, you're in Rugby, I'm here in Ellesmere Port, and three things are coming through, and we're all in tune. Which is
it's really pungent.
It's strong.
Yeah, I like chocolate chip, but my favourite ice cream is pistachio. I love pistachio ice cream. I first had it on a school day trip to France, and I remember one time when the ice cream van used to come outside school, and I said to him one day, I said, "Do you have pistachio?" And he goes, "No." Little Italian man, name was Luigi Bartoli. He made all his own ice creams. And the next week, when I went up to him, he remembered and he gave me this pistachio ice cream on a cone. He said, "Try this and tell me what you think." I tried it. I fell in love with it. And I said, "How much do I owe you?" He goes, "Nothing." He said, "Because that was the first one I served." And then he kept it. Every time he used to come around, you know, I was quite lucky. We used to live opposite the school as a youngster. And it was just, you would have pistachio ice cream. So, yeah, for me, pistachio is my favourite. If I can't get pistachio, it's going to be rum and raisin.
Oh, no.
I don't do a lot of sweet things.
Raspberry Ripple, brother. Raspberry Ripple.
Neapolitan. There we go.
Yes, well, good.
Next best thing. Neapolitan. Do Neapolitan. But I like more of the savoury style ice creams. Shazzy is Bailey's strawberries and cream. You know, she loves those kind of things.
Yeah, strawberries and cream.
One of the best Italian ice creams I ever had was a strawberry and black pepper, and that was amazing because black pepper brings out the flavours of strawberries so well. It's unbelievable.
I hope they wash the strawberries.
I know that much.
Hey, strawberries, they're a dodgy little fruit, aren't they? Yes, yes.
We used to grow them. I used to grow them with my grandparents. We actually had one corner of the garden, in my grandparents' garden, that literally all it grew was strawberries. year in, year out. Oh, Shazzy's posted another one. Ferrero Rocher ice cream.
They have. This isn't Cart Door, my lovely. We're just talking a normal ice cream shop here. She thinks we're down in Morrison's, doesn't she, on the old Cart Door?
Well, we've got a gelato shop.
Oh, I see a gelato.
Good God, old Gino Ginelli.
Gino Ginelli, the wife said. Gino Ginelli, the wife said.
Mark Green, must be a food connection, and so now shown jalapeno. A jalapeno makes really good ice cream.
And that's a pepper.
Yeah.
Now, see, this is someone from a cinema. It's got to be someone from a cinema because jalapenos we've worked on I've worked on concessions there with the food connection, so just here to stay safe.
Jalapeno on a stick. Jeff Dunham.
The
ventriloquist. Yes, that's another one. I agree with that one, John. Chili
chocolate. I've never heard of that. I will do, Mark, and I will. As I say, when we come up here, I'll give you an inbox and that. As for the Jason, I can take the Jason. I do know somebody in Jason and Spirit who, bless him, waited for a house to get and then got a house and must have been in it weeks and passed over. Bless him. That was the wife again, just so you can get the shadow that goes across. But yeah, and super. And Mark, if you get any more, please keep coming with this. I quite like them. In Circle the other week, I must have had about 3 people on the bounce was saying the same thing, and it was obviously Sage the house. To which I was like, right. And then Ellie said to me, we need to Sage, and I need to Sage, and I've got to get that done. That's one of my big things. But I have, as I said earlier on, I have got a little issue myself, but I don't think it's a big issue. But I think it's just getting hold of a doctor after 3,226 calls. You know the score, and then you get a receptionist who's now the trained doctor because the doctor's already too busy doing. I don't know, but I do say respect to all our NHS staff and doctors and everybody out there who are doing a lot for Britain to keep us going as the way we are, and they are on the front line. But I do need to make a call because, I just do. It's nothing serious. It's just something I just need to get fixed, I think.
That's right. I've got people sending me messages on Facebook going, "Are you guys live?" It's like, yeah.
yeah. Well, it's open. And then, unless this is an out-of-body experience. And, you say we like the different things, but I've always wondered this, and here's something I'm going to put to you. What happens if this is all a mirage? And this, we're here talking to people on Facebook, but what happens if it's just a mad psychedelic trick?
I've thought that. I'm glad we're on the same wavelength, actually. It's, there are times when is it the Matrix? Is the Matrix real? Are we all just surviving in this computer-generated world? It's one of those. I don't think we'll ever know.
That's what I'm saying.
As a Druid, we believe that when a child is conceived, there's no spirit until the moment of birth, and a spirit enters the body and then grows, etc. And then just when we die and we have that last breath of air, that's the spirit leaving the body. So there are a lot of modern day druids out there who don't follow the old ways, And unfortunately, it seems to be getting more and more. They're more interested in electronics, and more interested in computers, and how these things are fulfilling dreams and wishes of people in the modern world. Personally, I think we need to go back to our roots. No pun intended there, being in the forest, being with wildlife, being with the trees, and seeing where we fundamentally all come from. We come from the earth. So, when we die, we return. The physical body returns.
I agree with that, and I totally agree with that. The thing that's worrying me, I'll inbox you, Mark. I can't say on this live feed, honestly, but I'll inbox you. I've suffered with it for a week, but I'll inbox you. I can't say it on the live, Steve, here, but you can trust me. It's nothing major, but I just think I need to. They need to assist me a little bit to sort this problem out.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. So, and I do. I think you're right. And I think this is where Mother Nature. Now, I saw a report yesterday that carbon down, considerable pollution's down in 2020. When you think of how much stuff was stopped last year, and for it to come back, Mother Earth is repairing herself. And there was a post earlier on today. Somebody gone along the beach somewhere, and they're collecting up masks off the beach. Off the front of the beach. In the summer.
How many people just dump them?
Yeah. Well, in the summer, when the seas looked like the Mediterranean, it was all greens and blues, and it was not a bit of rubbish. And then we opened it up, and in 24 hours, like 160,000 people down on Bournemouth Beach. I would say that there would have been, New Brighton up here in the Wirral was chocker with people. Not that many as Bournemouth. And Blackpool and Rill, they were there. People were on them beaches because they were allowed to do so, because you were allowed to get out. Yeah. And after about 4 weeks of that behaviour, the seas looked like they were back in 2018. So I think Mother Earth is just preparing herself, getting herself right, trying to protect us. They say about the ozone layer. In one area, it's repairing itself.
Yeah.
Hence the lack of CSCs, and then in another area they're saying it's damaging.
Well, they're saying that over the likes of Iceland, Denmark, all the Norway, all those kind of places, the ozone there is repairing itself. But then over America, it's absolutely massive because they just don't give a damn.
Yeah, no.
Process. I have a lot of American friends who are eco warriors. For want of a better word, and they hate CFCs. All these polystyrene trays that we get our fish and chips that are supposed to be CFC friendly. Believe it or not, they're not. They still made the CFCs because that's how they produce this style of polystyrene. John Bartlett. I think the moment we started depending on our technology and not living in tune with nature, we took a wrong turn.
I agree with that. Totally agree with that.
The way of the woodland is that you take from the woodland, and at the end of the day, you give it back. Your homes are made out of wood, and over time, the wood rots, the wood returns to the earth. In one aspect, Christianity talks about, in the Christian world, God creating from soil, from dirt. But they've taken a lot of pagan traditions and made them the Christian values. It's why I got kicked out of theological college, because I asked all the wrong questions.
Well, Christmas is a satanic ceremony, and yet celebrated with. You know, it was actually in October. I mean, these things, but that's a different day and a different chat. But you know, you just, yeah, I think we just need to get back to our.
As I said, it's about getting back to our roots. No pun intended. Just getting back out into nature.
See, here's a question, and I have this out with the wife and my mum and my dad and other people. When we are born, you are born with what?
You're not born with anything.
Correct. You are born with nothing. You have not a piece of clothing to your name.
No.
Society says that you have to wear clothing.
Yeah.
But you're not born with Gucci, are you? You're not born with. So
it's like when you die, you don't take anything with you because your physical body is dead.
Correct.
So you shouldn't, you know, it's all this. I know you see a lot of open caskets where they're all dressed up and everything else. You know, personally, I want to be buried in a wicker basket or a cardboard box, put in the earth with no clothes on, probably just a pair of pants to keep my dignity.
Well, you're born with no dignity. You come out, you know, and this is something I find in today's society that we accept, you know, people bully people for different things.
Yeah. Sorry, you mid-throw, but I just put that up and it just caught my eye. New subject. I bought fresh food in the supermarket in a paper bag, but the paper is lined with plastic. Why?
Well,
because you think that with plastic it makes the food last longer. It doesn't. It actually makes it sweat, and therefore it won't last. Best way to buy mushrooms? Paper bag. Unlined paper bag. Best way to buy bread? Paper bag. Best way to keep bread? Stick it in a stone jar with a wooden lid on top of it. Your bread will stay fresh for ages because a stone jar doesn't allow heat through it. You buy anything, you put it into a paper bag. I totally understand where Mark's coming from. We buy bananas from Tesco's by the loop, and the paper bags are lined, and it's like you're saying that you're getting rid of plastic out of everything, yet here you are with sticking your paper bag.
Totally agree with you. Totally agree with you.
But you know, we buy fruits in plastic netting and whatever. But at the end of the day, some of these fruits that we buy, I'll get onto that in a minute. Some of the fruits that we buy, like banana, need to go in a bag because they're already in a case. Oranges, they're already in a case. So why are we putting them in plastic bags? Yeah. John Bartlett, I thought PG Tips tea bags were safe to recycle, but that tea bag isn't paper. That tea bag is plastic. It's really quite scary. All the totally ones, they're plastic paper mix. They are horrendous. They turn around and say, "Oh yes, you can recycle this, you can do this, that, and the other. They're good for the environment." No, they're not. It takes approximately 105 years for a tea bag to fully decompose.
Crazy, David.
You know, it's one of the reasons why, as a child, my grandparents always bought Louise tea. Having tea bags, even right up to when I was 16, 17, we still had loose tea. It's a much better flavour because it's not being tainted by the chemical composition of the tea. It's like coffee. You want freeze-dried coffee that's got loads of junk in it, or do you want dry roasted that's fresh in a bag and in a paper bag and done that way? Oh, there we go. Mark's just put some tea bags of plastic, a PG pyramid, and they are natural. I've composted them. Okay. Don't use PG, so we tend to have Tesco's red box or Aldi's red box. But, you know,
What tea bags do we use, love?
It depends between Tetley and Asprey Red Lady.
Tetley's. You only get a Tetley with a Wetley. You know what I mean?
You know, Shazzy, I think we should go back to tea leaves and a pot with a strainer. Right, yeah, John. Nanoplastic fibres that get absorbed into the food chain. You know, it's not only into the food chain, it's when you look at what our clothes are made out of. Your nice fleecy jacket, you know, even this one, its fibres are spun from plastic, which is what makes them really warm, because you're wearing something that's basically been threaded and then threaded and then spun into a fine thread. It's actually plastic. You know, people go, oh, well, there's loads of wool in my clothes and things like that. These days, wool's hardly used in clothes because it's too expensive. Same as cotton, same as linen. If you want cotton or linen, you need to go to places like India or China and buy things literally off the market because they are made with natural fibres.
Yeah.
In this country, in America, wherever, cotton and linen is so bloody expensive. You know, I was looking at a pair of jeans in Asda the other day. They come with holes in the knees and holes everywhere else. 70 quid. You know, how much is it when you have all the rest of the bits in place? You know, it's frightening. You know, it's we live too much in a throwaway, non-compostable society. You know, nearly everything either comes in a glass jar. Okay, glass can be recycled, but it's like paper; it can only be recycled so much. You know, yes, you've got recyclable plastic, but again, you can only recycle plastic so much. But then they've got to keep it separate for stuff that's being used for non-food products, and then food products. You know, they have to separate them out when they get to a recycling centre, and they sort it out that way. But we end up with so much plastic and stuff in our oceans, in our rivers, in our streams, in our streets. You know, it's I really don't understand. As a chef, you know, we used to buy things in. We used to arrive in cardboard boxes or paper bags. We never had plastic. Even when we had crepes, it used to come in a biodegradable cardboard bottle. Yeah. John, again, with all the pollution around us, it is a miracle the human race is still around.
Agreed.
Yeah. It's, you know, I said this the other night, you know, all these chemical companies like Domestos, like, you know, that do all the sprays and everything else, it kills 99.9% of bacteria. So not only is it killing the bad bacteria, it's killing the good bacteria as well. So we're actually making life dangerous for ourselves by killing these bacteria, which are actually there to help our immune systems.
Steve, I'm going to have to go, mate. My phone's there. So I've got to go get my phone's about to die. But I want to say thanks very much for having me on again. I love having these lives. We must make it a weekly thing, me and you, and we can carry on. Thanks to John Ball and everybody else that's commented. I wish you love and life, and I'll see you all. Take care.
Either this week or next week. So there we go.
All right, mate. Take it easy. Thank you.
Thanks, Ant.
Bye-bye. Love. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
You know, Mark Green, not for much longer if we carry on and don't clean up the mess. You know. All right, Mark. Take care, mate. You know, we live in a society that has become too dependent on stuff that is man-made. We need to start looking at how we can change the future. If we don't change the future today, we're screwed. You know, well, not just us, but our kids, their future, their kids and their future. Everything becomes too dependent on plastics. You know, there are so many more items out there that are easily biodegradable. Okay, they might take a couple of 100 years. My computer, for example, majority of it, probably 98% of it, is metal, and that's all the components as well. There's very little plastic in my computer because I don't like using plastic in my computer. But I know that over time, a lot of these things can be recycled, can be broken down, can be sent back to the manufacturers, and they will break them down and they will put them, they will use them, the parts, as and where possible. In the long run, the best computer we've got is still up here. It's still your brain. Excuse me. So on that note, I'm going to call it a night. We've been on for an hour and 45 minutes. Hope everyone's enjoyed tonight. As I say, hoping to get John on. I need to sit down and sort out some time. We'll have Antenna on again another day. Tomorrow night is Circle, so we'll see you soon. Take care. Don't have nightmares. Good night.